see what the Power Hour people think, see what kind of conclusions we can get. Like, share, subscribe. I simply don't know if he's guilty of paedophilia. But I did see him in an interview, and he was talking about sleeping with kids, and he had a kid with him. If Michael Jackson really didn't know that it's inappropriate to share your bed with kids as a grown-up, as an adult man, why did he never write a song about it? The man was a musical genius, you know. Even though he wasn't really a musician, he wrote it all in his head, you know. And he'd go in and he'd just like sing the music to people in a way that I won't try and replicate, because, as I say, he was a musical genius, and he'd do all the choreography, and his shows were amazing. Again, I'm not going to come down with a "so I've decided" on this and say, right, there's a right and a wrong, a good and a bad. I don't know. It's a really tricky question. Some horrible individual spent decades abusing young girls, women, using his power. He was very powerful in Hollywood. If you don't know who he was the owner of Miramax. He did make films that no one else would make. When Pulp Fiction came out, really introduced Quentin Tarantino to the world, and he reinvented the way that stories are told on the silver screen, you know. And there were moments in that, I mean, you know, there are men getting raped by other men for fun, and then they're being killed for doing it. When the tables turn, they get brutally killed. The Brazilian film set in the favelas and made in the favelas of Brazil, about drug dealers and gangsters, Scottish junkies. Who the hell wants to watch a film about a group of Scottish junkies? Well, guess what? It's an absolutely brilliant film. Would I not watch Pulp Fiction and Trainspotting ever again because of Harvey Weinstein? No. My view is that I won't give that kind of power to Harvey Weinstein. Again, immensely talented man. You only have to see Rocky IV and his big entrance. I live in America. You know, and he used to actually, he was like the conductor of the orchestra who was on stage. Again, just a violent maniac. And he had 4 wives, and he used to beat them all. Arrested and jailed for 6 years, I think it was, 6 years and 6 months, on unrelated charges. He was just taking a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. He was threatening people with guns because people were using his bathroom. He was charged with all kinds of possession of this, possession of that, possession of the other. And, I mean, drugs and firearms. And he went to prison for that. But can you watch him dancing about and going, hey, and not think, yeah, but you're a terrible wife beater? Kevin Spacey attacked and raped a 14-year-old boy. Kevin Spacey has been accused formally by 30 different men. Are you saying, Kevin, that there's some kind of connection between paedophilia and homosexuality? Is that what you're saying? Talented. If you watch Seven, he's absolutely brilliant in Seven. And he's even better in The Usual Suspects, which was one of my favourite films. So I don't know, I'll do an experiment. I'll watch The Usual Suspects again and see if my detest, or the way I detest Kevin Spacey, affects my enjoyment of the film.